Remember when Selena Gomez was America's sweetheart? Like, the sweetheart? The Disney girl who seemed to have it all figured out while her peers were shaving their heads and going through very public meltdowns? Yeah, well, buckle up, because we need to talk about how that image completely unraveled and what we're left with now. Back in the Wizards of Waverly Place days, Selena was that girl. She had her own Disney show at 15. She was dating the hottest teen heartthrob on the planet, and she seemed refreshingly normal compared to her contemporaries. While Miley was twerking her way out of Hannah Montana and Demi was being brutally honest about eating disorders and addiction, Selena was just there, smiling, being cute, not rocking the boat. Sure, critics pointed out she wasn't the strongest vocalist, and her early music with Selena Gomez and The Scene was basically just her with a backing band for credibility, but she was likable. And in Hollywood, likability counts for a lot. Then came 2013 and the Stars Dance era, and things started getting weird. Selena tried to shed her Disney skin with Come and Get It, which, let's be real, was her cosplaying as a Bollywood star for a hit. The song sampled Indian music, featured Bollywood-inspired choreography and styling, and when asked about it, Selena basically admitted she knew nothing about the culture she was borrowing from. By the Revival tour, she'd quietly removed all the Bollywood elements and replaced them with a generic remix, which tells you everything you need to know about how that aged. This was also when the first real cracks started showing. She canceled the Stars Dance tour midway through, fired her parents as management, and checked into rehab. Officially, it was for lupus and exhaustion, but rumors swirled about substance issues. Her relationship with Justin was this toxic on-again, off-again nightmare that everyone could see was unhealthy, but she kept going back. People started noticing that maybe America's sweetheart wasn't doing so great after all. And then, plot twist, she came back looking better than ever. The Revival era is what most people consider Selena's peak. Good for you, hands to myself. Those iconic Victoria's Secret fashion show performances. She was getting Vogue covers, sitting front row at Fashion Week, hanging with Taylor Swift's squad. She looked confident, mature, sexy. The aesthetic was perfect. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. Selena herself later admitted she was so depressed back then. The glamorous confidence everyone was obsessed with? Completely fake. Behind the scenes, she was dealing with lupus, alleged substance abuse issues that friends like Demi Lovato reportedly intervened about, and the ongoing Justin drama. But at the time, nobody knew that. We just saw the Instagram selfies and thought she'd figured it out. The whole era was smoke and mirrors, which makes you wonder how much of what we see from celebrities is ever real. Summer 2017 brought the kidney transplant. Francia Raisa, actress and friend, donated a kidney to Selena after lupus damaged hers. It was this beautiful gesture of friendship that nearly killed Selena when an artery burst during surgery. They both went through depression afterward, which Francia talked about openly. She even showed her scars and talked about how the recipient glows and recovers faster while the donor loses something they didn't need to lose. It fundamentally changed their relationship, and not in a good way. Then things got really messy. Selena reconciled with Justin one more time after the transplant. By July 2018, Justin was engaged to Hailey Baldwin. By October, Selena was in a psychiatric facility having a breakdown. This is when the public narrative completely shifted. Selena wasn't just the girl who had it all anymore. She was fragile, struggling, human. She was also diagnosed with bipolar disorder during this period, though that wasn't revealed until later. The Rare album era was all about healing and self-love. Lose You to Love Me became her biggest solo hit, and yeah, it was very obviously about Justin. She launched Rare Beauty with a mental health mission and co-founded Wondermind, a mental health platform, with her mom. Then came the 2022 documentary My Mind and Me, which was honestly a lot to process. We saw Selena having breakdowns on tour, struggling to get out of bed, attending AA and NA meetings, living with her grandparents. It was raw and unfiltered in a way celebrity documentaries rarely are. People were split on it. Some praised her vulnerability and authenticity. Others felt it was self-indulgent and wondered why she wasn't showing more growth or recovery. I saw one comment that I really agree with that pointed out that Selena's not actually a good celebrity because she clearly doesn't enjoy being a pop star but keeps doing it anyway, which is honestly a fair point. So here's where things get really complicated and where public perception has shifted the most dramatically. On paper, Selena's doing great right now. Rare Beauty made her a billionaire. She's getting critical acclaim for Only Murders in the Building. She got engaged to Blanco in December 2024 and married him this year. She's a mental health advocate. Success story, right? But then there's all the other stuff that people can't stop noticing and talking about. Let's start with the Justin thing, because honestly, it's impossible to ignore at this point. Her wedding was the same anniversary weekend as Justin and Hailey's wedding. She posted her wedding photos on their actual anniversary. Her cousin Priscilla commented on Justin's Instagram during Selena's wedding weekend, saying she's finally in a place where peace matters more than the past, which, if she's finally at peace, why is your family commenting on your ex's Instagram at your wedding? Selena's latest album included an AI-generated voice that sounds suspiciously like Justin. She used the same wedding planner Justin and Hailey used, and somehow she used the same photographer Justin and Hailey used for her 30th birthday party, where the theme was literally a wedding. It's 2025. He's been married for 6 years. He has a kid. And we're still doing this? People are exhausted by it. Then there's the Francia situation, which might be the most telling thing about how Selena operates. Remember that kidney donor? The one who literally saved Selena's life and went through her own health struggles as a result? She wasn't at the wedding. In 2022, Selena said in Rolling Stone that my only friend in the industry really is Taylor. Francia commented, "Interesting," on a post about it, and Selena replied, "Sorry, I didn't mention every person I know." That response is wild when you think about it. This isn't just some person she knows. This is someone who gave her an organ. Francia recently gave an interview where she said she's happy for Selena, but emphasized that organ donation is just that, a donation. You don't call St. Jude to ask what they did with your dollar. She also mentioned they hadn't spoken much in 6 years, and that while she has no regrets, she was never angry about rumors that Selena was smoking and drinking after the transplant because no one knows what's going on, and neither she nor I are talking about it. The implication there is pretty clear. People notice the absence at the wedding, and they're not impressed. The social media behavior is its own category of concern. Selena has admitted she has an addictive personality when it comes to social media, and honestly, it shows. There's the constant "I'm single" content she used to post, even when she wasn't single. The self-deprecating posts comparing herself unfavorably to other women. In January 2023, she posted a throwback photo with the caption, "Today, I realized I'll never look like this again," followed by a current photo saying, "I'm not perfect, but I'm proud to be who I am." A few weeks later, she was commenting on TikTok videos, speculating that Hailey was shading her about weight gain, which kicked off another round of her fans attacking Hailey. She posted a selfie wearing a shirt that said, "All the girls at this party are younger and hotter than me," which people called out as baiting hate toward other young women in Hollywood, whether that's Hailey or Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo or whoever else. She released a song called "Younger and Hotter" with lyrics about hating herself. She's only in her early 30s, but she talks about aging like she's digging her own grave. Compare that to Taylor Swift, who at 33 embarked on the biggest tour in history. Taylor has the same insecurities about aging in Hollywood, but her misery isn't projected in every interview and TikTok comment section. Then there's the pattern of posting things that seem shady, denying it, watching her fans attack whoever they think she's shading, and then posting about being kind. She promoted Single Soon using a clip that ties back to her ex who's been married for years. The audio says it's over. "I told my wife," and Hailey responds, "Who is this?" which was the exact dynamic Selena wanted people to think about since 2018, that Justin secretly loves her. She's over it. And he keeps coming back. Except that's not what's happening. Who here between these two is still having active interviews about their ex from 2012? Who's still making TikToks about it? It's been over a decade, and the pattern is exhausting to watch. When Selena started dating Blanco, the internet collectively went, "Him?" The reaction was harsh enough that People magazine put him on their Sexiest Man Alive cover, which felt like obvious damage control. Selena fought with her own fans on Instagram for hours defending him, which is fine, defend your man, but then she talks about how she's bitter about comments on her weight and appearance. She admits Hollywood beauty standards are getting to her. Her face has changed dramatically from procedures that don't look natural. She posts throwback photos with vague captions that make you think it's recent. She's the only Disney star from her era who willingly came back for a reboot of her show. She seems stuck in the past, unable to move forward. Here's what makes the current perception so complicated and why people are way less sympathetic than they used to be. Selena positions herself as a mental health advocate who's all about kindness and authenticity. Her whole brand with Rare Beauty and Wondermind is about being vulnerable and supporting others. But then her fans have bullied Hailey Bieber for years with what many see as Selena's encouragement, or at minimum, her silence. She seems unable to move on from a relationship that ended in 2018. She doesn't appear grateful to Francia, who saved her life and whose health was permanently affected by the donation. She says she wants to be taken seriously as an artist, but admits music isn't her passion, and she hates doing interviews and promo. She preaches be kind while her social media behavior suggests otherwise. She talks about not wanting to feel like a product, but continues being a pop star, which is literally being a product. Is some of this mental illness? Absolutely. Impulsive social media behavior, relationship fixation, self-deprecation. These can all be symptoms of bipolar disorder and trauma from childhood fame. But people are starting to ask, at what point does mental illness explain behavior versus excuse it? She's 32 now, in therapy, on medication, has every resource available. She's not a teenager anymore. She has a team of people around her. She has the ability to step back, take a break, work on things privately. But she doesn't. She keeps posting, keeps engaging, keeps bringing up the past. The shift in perception isn't really about one thing, it's cumulative. The illusion broke when we realized the confident revival-era Selena was struggling just as much as everyone else, maybe more. The pattern became obvious. Every album cycle, every project, somehow Justin's name comes up. The Francia situation is hard to watch because it's difficult to see someone who received the ultimate gift of friendship treat it so casually. Social media transparency means we see more of celebrities now, and what we see of Selena is often chaotic, contradictory, and exhausting. When you position yourself as a mental health advocate, people hold you to a higher standard. They expect to see growth, accountability, healthy coping mechanisms. And the fan behavior is its own issue. The Selenators are notoriously aggressive, and Selena's never really shut it down effectively. When your fans are allegedly getting paid to hate on your ex's wife on TikTok, that reflects on you whether you want it to or not. There's also this thing where Selena seems to confuse, am I good at this? With am I enjoying this? She thinks she's not enjoying music because she's not good enough at it, but the reality might be simpler. She just doesn't want to be a pop star. And that would be totally fine if she'd admit it and pivot to something else. She's proven she can act. She's built a successful business. She could step away from music tomorrow and be fine. But she doesn't, seemingly because it's all she's known since she was a kid, and it keeps her relevant. It keeps her name in headlines. It gives her a reason to keep bringing up the past. Public perception hasn't completely turned against her. She still has millions of devoted fans. Rare Beauty is genuinely successful. Her mental health advocacy has helped a lot of people. But people are less willing to give her a pass now. They're asking for accountability alongside the vulnerability. They're noticing patterns. They're wondering when I'm healing becomes a comfortable excuse to avoid actual growth and change. They're questioning whether someone who talks so much about being kind is actually kind in her actions, or if it's just good branding. She's not a villain, but she's not purely a victim either. She's a complicated, messy, sometimes hypocritical human being who has real struggles and also makes real choices. The difference now is that people see both sides. The perfectly curated Disney princess image is gone. What's left is someone who seems stuck between who she was, who she wants to be, and who she actually is. And until she figures that out, probably offline and in private, the perception is going to keep getting more complicated.